In the height of World War II, a ghost lived on the German railway. It wasn't a secret, yet it was invisible. It was a massive 15-car leviathan of steel and mahogany, bristling with anti-aircraft guns and encased in armored plating. It was called Amerika. To the outside world, it was just a train, but to the inner circle of the Third Reich, it was the most advanced mobile headquarters ever conceived. It was a blueprint for a rolling capital, a place where the map of Europe was redrawn over dinner and champagne, while moving at 80 miles per hour through the dark. This is the anatomical breakdown of Hitler's private fortress, the Amerika. The Amerika wasn't built for luxury, it was built for survival. Every carriage was a literal tank on tracks. The windows weren't glass, but multi-layered reinforced quartz, capable of stopping high-caliber rounds. At the front and rear of the convoy sat two Flak-Wagens, specialized flatbeds mounted with quad-barrel 20mm anti-aircraft guns. These weren't just for show. Hitler was terrified of an aerial assassination. The train's blueprint included a sophisticated communication array that allowed the Fuhrer to command armies on the Eastern Front while traveling through the Bavarian Alps. It was a masterpiece of industrial paranoia. The heart of the beast was the command carriage. Inside, the industrial grit of the exterior vanished, replaced by a chilling, sterile elegance. The walls were lined with expensive rosewood, but the center of the room was dominated by a massive, weighted oak table. This was the conference room. Here, the lighting was always dim, focused only on the maps spread across the table. Motion sensors were unnecessary. The train was guarded by a hand-picked unit of the SS who lived in the adjacent cars. When you stepped into this room, the rhythm of the tracks disappeared. The suspension was so advanced that a glass of wine on the table wouldn't ripple, even as the train thundered through the night. It was a room designed for cold, calculated decisions, detached from the reality of the war outside. Behind the mahogany panels lay the train's hidden infrastructure. There was a dedicated signal car filled with Enigma machines and shortwave transmitters, constantly buzzing with encrypted data. There was a rolling library containing thousands of historical texts and a dining car where the finest chefs in Germany prepared vegetarian meals under extreme security. But the most telling part of the blueprint was Hitler's personal Salon Wagen. It featured a marble-tiled bathroom with a specialized tub, a private office, and a bedroom lined with sound-dampening materials. Hitler didn't just travel in this train, he hid in it. As the war turned against Germany, the Amerika became a mobile bunker, a way to stay in motion, because standing still meant being a target. As the Allied curtain closed in 1945, the blueprint of the Amerika fell apart. In the final weeks, the train was renamed Brandenburg to hide its identity, but the iron logic of the war had reached its conclusion. In May 1945, as the Reich collapsed, The order was given to destroy the train to prevent it from falling into enemy hands. Most of the carriages were blown up by the SS in the Austrian mountains. What was once a symbol of unstoppable power was reduced to twisted, blackened scrap metal in a forest clearing. Hitler's train was the ultimate expression of his regime, armored, isolated, and moving towards a destination that didn't exist. It was a fortress that proved no amount of steel can protect a broken ideology. If you could see the blueprint of the future, would you want to be on that train? Let me know in the comments. And for more deep dives into the hidden structures of history, subscribe to The Blueprints. I'll see you in the next one.